A No Kings protest in Appleton expected to draw thousands of people on March 28th, but its special events permit is now in danger of not being approved after organizers filed paperwork late. Chief political reporter Jason Zimmerman joins us in the Fox Valley newsroom with more details. Jason.
Cami, a Fox Valley group called Esther is organizing this No Kings protest, the third one to be held in Appleton since President Donald Trump was elected. However, this time around, the group was 8 days late in handing in its paperwork for a special events permit. The city requires 45 days notice, but the council has the right to grant exceptions to this policy. Organizers will be making that plea tonight when they go before the city's Safety and Licensing Committee. The city noted in a memo in response to the application that the advance notice is to allow enough time to plan and provide resources to support special events. The reason for the special events permit is because organizers wrote in their application, quote, "Anyone can participate. We plan to march in the street." And it goes on to say, "We would like no police presence if possible," end quote. Past No Kings protests in Appleton, including one last October near Houdini Plaza, attracted counter-protesters but were mostly peaceful. The No Kings official website does list the protest on March 28th in Appleton from 3 to 5 in the afternoon. Several others across northeast Wisconsin are also listed on that website. The Safety and Licensing Committee will make its recommendation during a meeting tonight at 5:30 before sending it on to the full council for their vote. We'll have an update on Action 2 News at 10 o'clock. Reporting live in the Fox Valley newsroom, Jason Zimmerman, Action 2 News.